Okay, we're going to learn standard form today. Your learning target, you can translate between forms of linear and identify intercept of a graph. Okay? This is what standard form looks like. AX plus BY equals C. So what's confusing to a lot of kids is I've always told you to get Y alone, get Y by itself. What I'm really making you do is get Y in the slope intercept. The only time standard form is important is when we're talking about intercepts, okay? We know three forms for a line. The first is slope-intercept. That's the y equals mx plus b. That's the first thing we knew. We use this when we're given a slope and a y-intercept. The next thing we used was point-slope. That means given a point or points, we can find the slope and create an equation of the line, okay? That's y minus the y we're given is equal to the slope times x minus the x you're given. And now we're learning this third one, standard. And standard is another method where we have ax plus by equals c. Here are some properties of standard. The x and y are on the same side. They must be on the same side for standard. The x is always before the y, always. You always have to have the x before the y. And there are never any fractions. If there are, you need to get rid of them. And that's more later in this lesson. So 3 equations, all of which you will be expected to be able to analyze and apply the properties of all 3 equations. The property of slope-intercept, you know how to quickly graph. Plot the y-intercept, identify the slope, go from there. Point-slope, you can easily go from point-slope to slope-intercept to graph a line. In standard, you can graph a line too. You find what's called intercepts. You find the x-intercept, the y-intercept connect. Because the definition of a line is a collection of 2 or more points. So technically, to create a line, you only need 2 points because that tells you the direction the line is going to go. If I do just 1 point, there's no way. I can create, there's an infinite amount of lines that go through that 1 point. So that's why in order to identify the slope and the constant rate, you have to have 2 points, and that's all you need for a line. Okay, let's look at intercepts. What you need to be a master at for intercept concept is know where the axes are. You have to know that the x-axis is the horizontal and the y-axis is the vertical. You have to know that in order to apply the intercepts. The x-intercept here is 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. The y-intercept here is 4. Intercept, intercept. Now notice what I could do. I don't need slope, do I? I say, okay, here's the 2 points. Create a line that goes through them. I'm good. So here I didn't even need the slope. I just need the intercepts and I can graph it. You need to know some properties that are aligned with intercepts. At the x-intercept, I want you to just envision this for a second. If I had a line at my x-intercept right here, what's my y value? It's very important. It's the foundation of this. What is my y value when I'm right here? What's y? What did I go up or down? Nothing. I went up or down, nothing. So at my x-intercept, my y is 0. When y is 0, it just cancels out that whole term because 0 times anything is 0, so it will just disappear that whole y term. At my y-intercept, let's get a visual. if I have a line crossing through, my y-intercept is right here. What's my x value? What did I go over? 0. That's the property. You must be able to apply this property and know that wherever the x-intercept is, y is 0. When y is 0, it means I can just cancel it out. At the y-intercept, x is 0. I didn't go over. Y is 0 on the x-end because I didn't go up or down. Okay, you must feel good about that. You must right now be like, my whole day is made because I know at x and y intercept, the opposite variable is 0. Who needs anything more? Friday is good. Except you need to know how to find them. The trick that I use, I cover up the opposite variable and I solve. The reason why you might ask, do I cover it up? Because it's going to be 0. Anytime something's 0, I can just get rid of it, right? So we're going to apply this. This is your main learning target today. You need to be able to find intercepts. If I have this line, it's in standard form because it looks like this. AX plus BY equals C. The A, the B, the C. Okay? It's in standard form. Now that it's in standard form, the purpose of standard form is for me to really be able to identify the intercepts. What's the x-intercept and the y-intercept? Well, x-intercept, I'm applying that property, y is 0. So when y is 0, I can just cancel y out. And then I say, what is x when y is 0? 3x equals 24. X is 8. You see what I did there? I'm using that property from the previous page. My y-intercept, I know x is 0. When x is 0, I can just cancel it out. So I have 4y equals 24. Y is 6. You might ask, why do you care? You can graph a line like this. Instead of getting y alone, if some of you hate getting y alone, adding and subtracting that x term, then dividing by the coefficient of y, if you hate that and you're not doing good, find the intercepts. So I'd say, okay, my y-intercept is 6. My x-intercept is 8. And I can connect them. And there's my line. Okay? When I first learned this, I couldn't remember that y was 0 at the x end and x was 0 at the y end. I could not remember that for the life of me. But what I could remember, there should always be an x and y. So at the x end, clearly then I need to cancel out the y. The y end cancel out the x. So in other words, at the x end, you only want x there. At the y end, you only want y. X end, only x. Y end, only y. Okay? All right, whoops. This is another equation. It's in standard form. AX plus BY equals C. I'm going to find my x end and my y end. So my x end, y is 0. I don't go up or down anything. I'm on that x-axis. When y is 0, I can just cancel it out. Do you see what I have then? Negative 2x equals 20. X is a negative 10. So that says I cross the x-axis at negative 10. The y end, what is x at the y-intercept? Tell me. 0. X is 0 there. Okay. So I cover the x, and I have, that's a negative 4, right? Plus a negative, that's a negative 4. So negative 4y equals 20. Y equals a negative 5. Okay? Okay, here I go again. When I create my intercepts, again, if I'm confused, I just tell myself that I should have an x and y involved. So here I would have my y involved. Y is 0. If I have my y, I'm going to have my x involved. X is 0. Then whatever is 0, I cancel out. So y equals 0 means I'm canceling out the y term. All I have is x equals 9. For my x equals 0, I'm canceling out my y term, or x term. So I have 3y equals 9. Y equals 3. I got 3 by dividing. 9 divided by 3. Okay? Again, I need x and y involved. Here, y equals 0. And I'm going to make you do that. It's the easiest way for you to know what you're going to cancel out. Okay, because kids mess it up. So it only takes you a second to write y equals 0 or x equals 0. Just do it. Then I'm going to cancel it out. So when y equals 0, I cancel out the y, and I get 5x equals 9. Divide by 5. X is 9/5. Yes, it's weird, and I'm very proud of how many students got that. This is common. This is an MCA style question. They'll give you an equation like this and say identify the intercepts. That just means find them. Cancel out the other variable. When x equals 0, I cancel out the x, and I'm left with negative y equals 9. That's negative 1. Divide through by that negative 1, y is negative 9. Okay?